Hello, guys. Am I audible? Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Guys, you can respond in the chat whether am I audible. Guys, am I audible? You people can respond in the chat. Sorry. Okay, so good evening, everyone. And how many of you have installed Java in your system? Thank you, guys. So how many of you have installed Java in your system? And also, I have asked you people to go through like how to represent a decimal number in terms of its binary representation. So have you people gone through the binary representation of numbers? Because as today we are going to deal with the operators concept. Whenever we are going to use the bitwise operators or the operators which is going to handle the numbers in its bitwise notation, you are supposed to know about how to represent a binary, a decimal in its binary format. Okay. Okay, so let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll be getting into today's session. Today, mostly we'll be covering the operators part, okay, and then we'll be moving on to the control structures in Java. We'll be seeing the conditional statements. We do have if, else, and else if, and we do have some jump statements in Java like break and continue, and we do have a special case called switch case. We'll be seeing that, and if time permits, we'll be also going to the looping concepts like for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay. And okay, so guys, yesterday, like I said, yeah, I said that we'll be seeing the example for command line argument today, right? So here I have written, a Java code where my class is a main class, okay, and this is my main method, okay. Here I'm going to, if you people don't know about the if else part, don't worry, just I'll be explaining you the things today. We'll be seeing more on all these if else part, and these are known as the control structures. If else are the conditional statements, and for loop comes under control structures, okay. Yeah, so here I am going to give arguments in my command line, okay. So this is my notepad. I'm going to save it and I'm going to compile the file in my command prompt, and then I'm going to give the input in the command prompt itself. So as I've already said yesterday, whatever inputs you're giving in your command line prompt, okay, all are going to be treated as an array of strings. So here my string array name is args. So in order to find the value, the length of a particular array, we'll be using Java's predefined method dot length. Okay. So what I'm saying here is I'm going to check whether the user has provided any arguments or not. If the user is not providing any arguments, then I won't be having anything to print, right? So in the else block, I'm just going to give no command arguments was given. Okay. But if args.length is greater than 0, which means if the user has given even a single element, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print the command line arguments are in the for loop. I'm going to iterate, okay. I'm going to iterate from I to the last element of my array, and I'm going to increment it. Don't worry if you're not getting this syntax, you'll be seeing it today. Don't worry, okay? And in my println statement, I'm just going to print this is my ith element, okay? And I'm going to retrieve the elements from the arguments array by arguments of I, okay? And usually people who know programming languages like Python, I think you people are aware of indexing. What do we call indexing? Like in Python, we do have forward indexing as well as backward indexing, but in Java, we do only have forward indexing. Backward indexing is not, like it's not present in Java. So with the help of indexes only, we'll be able to access a particular element in either string or array. So that's what we are going to do here. So I'm going to save the file. Guys, is it clear? Like the code explanation, is it clear? Just what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the command line arguments from the user and I'm going to print it. Okay. If my user is not giving any command line arguments in the sense, I'm going to cast that scenario in my else block where I'm going to just print no command line arguments were given. So are you people able to follow? And people who doesn't have IDE installed but you have installed Java in your system, in the sense like this is the traditional approach how to do this, okay? So I'm going to save, and here I have given public class, so my class name and my file name must be same, main.java, okay? So here you are able to see my main.java file, right? So now I'm going to compile it. You will be able to see a class file here. So I'm going to compile my Java code. .java file, I'm going to compile it. And for compiling, the command is java c main.java. Okay, so compilation has been done. And now here a class file is being created. Okay, this class file is only passed into the JVM and then only the execution starts. Okay, now in order to pass my command line arguments in my command line, what I'm the syntax is Java, my class name is main, and just I'm going to give elements, in here itself, input. So this is my input array. Okay, so these are all the arguments like I have entered in the command line argument. Okay, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a very simple example of how a command line arguments work. So I'm not getting any input, or I'm not assigning any input in my original code. What I'm doing is in my command line prompt itself, I'll be getting the input from the user. So yeah, this is a simple example for command line arguments. So are you people clear with this? If I'm not wrong, Shivam was the one who asked me yesterday, right? So people are clear with it? So first what I'm doing is I'm just compiling my file. Okay. My command will be java c main dot class name dot java, or file name. Okay. So in my next statement, I'm going to give Java main is my class name and the arguments, the input which the user wants to give. Okay. So this is all about command line arguments. So next we'll be seeing the yesterday's thing where we have left out. Okay. Yeah. So we have seen there are 8 operators which is present in Java, right? So first we'll be seeing the arithmetic operators. As I have mentioned yesterday, arithmetic operators are very simple thing. So just what and all computations and calculations we'll be solving in our basic math, the same thing we are just going to do with the help of arithmetic operators. And here binary operands will be provided. Means we are going to work with 2 operands. I guess you people remember what is the meaning of operands. Okay, so I'll be working here. Guys, I mean, you can work with me parallelly, because if you have any doubts, you can just post it in the chat so that I'll be able to clear your doubts. So yeah, so first my num1 will be 5, num2 will be 3. Just what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print addition num1 num1 plus num2. Okay. You can either do this way, I'm just giving it in the print statement itself, or what you can do is you can just give int add is equal to num1 plus num2, and then you can call the particular variable here. Okay. Uh, add. Next, int subtract is equal to num1 minus num2. I mean, the same thing. Okay. For multiplication, you'll be putting star. Okay. Num1 num1 star num2, and for division we'll be having num1 by num2. Okay, so these are very basic mathematics, I mean like computations. So uh, I'll be giving showing an example of remainder as well as addition. Okay, remaining everything will be same, you can try it out. Remainder will be num1 mod num2. So I'm just going to print my remainder. Okay, so addition it's 8 and remainder it's 2, because when we divide 5 by 3, the remainder is going to be 2. So that's why we are getting it. And this is the modulo operator. Okay. So in this way only, we'll be, like applying the arithmetic operations on the operands. Here num1 and num2 are the operands. Add is not an operand, because only the operands or only the data on which some operations is going to occur, they are known as operands. Okay. So are you people clear with arithmetic operators, guys? Okay. Uh, yep. So next, what I'm going to tell you is, so as for now we have just given the input as a default thing, right? In the sense, in my previous example, I have given int num1 is equal to 5 directly. But what if it is the case like I want to get the input from the user? I am not going to assign num1 as 5 every time. So I want to have a dynamic input, and I want to get the input from the user. Okay. So for this, we'll be going with scanner class. Okay. I'll be showing an example of how to take input from the user. So first of all, for this we'll be required to use scanner. Scanner class sc is equal to new scanner system.in. I'm just going to create an object. Okay. Now I'm going to tell int num1 is equal to sc dot next int. So in this case, I'm just going to get an integer value from the user. So that's why I'm giving next int. Okay. Mm, enter a number. Okay, and now I'm going to print the number. Number is num1, because this is the thing which I have received from the user, right? Okay. In order to use the scanner class, I want to import util library. Okay, so I'm going to enter a number 10. The entered number is 10. Okay, so in this way also we can do, and this is an example of how to take an integer input. For example, if I want to take a float value, means float, we'll be giving next float. Okay. 34.5. Okay, so only when we are giving a default value for float, we are supposed to give, like for example, if I'm going to give float num1 is equal to 34.5, doesn't work. If we are going to give it as a default value, we are supposed to give 34.5 f. Okay, but here in this case, when the user is getting the input, when we are going to get the input from the user, f is not required. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. Now this is an example of how to take a float value. Okay, now next I'm going to take a string. String num1 is equal to sc dot next. Okay, I'm going to take a string input. Enter a string. So I'm just going to give the entered. It's not number. Just we want to change it here. The entered string is keep now. And one more thing. It's a catch here. Like if I want to get a character input, what I want to do here is, so we don't have any specific thing for next char and all. So for string, we know character means it holds 2 bytes, and it means it contains only a single character, right? That single character, it can be either a number or a alphabet or a special character, anything, but it must be enclosed only within a single code. So that actually means a character, right? So we'll be using sc.next only. Okay, but we are just going to get only the first character which is present in our string. So because of which I want to give dot character at 0, and here it's not string, it's character. Okay, the thing here is, the way how we are going to take a string as an input, only the same way only we are taking the input here also. But in my num1 variable, I'm going to just assign the character which is present in the first value of the string. Like for example, wait, here I'm giving a. Okay, only a single character I'm giving. It has been treated as a string only, but the thing is, only the first character in my string will be assigned to num1. So here I'm just going to return the num1, so a will be printed. Okay, now I'm going to give a string as input. So let's say I'm going to give my full name. It will not throw any error. Okay, only the first character in my string k will be assigned to num1. So when I'm going to print the num1, just k will be printed. So here is a catch. So guys, are you clear with these things? Just respond in the chat. So are you people clear with and the example which we have seen for command line arguments, and the example which we have seen for arithmetic operators, and how to take an input from the user? And if you, okay, thank you Pratham. Okay, thank you Sakshi. Okay, so yeah, we'll be in our next example, no, we'll be working on with other operators, but we'll be taking the input from the user itself. Okay, so next is going to be my unary operators. Okay, in my unary operators, I'm just going to have uh, three things. One is plus plus. Plus plus in the sense, okay, so let's say a holds the value 5. Okay, so a plus plus, it refers to a is equal to a plus 1. Okay, so whenever I'm going to give plus plus, just I'm going to increment it by value 1. And when I'm going to give a minus minus, it is called decrement, and it holds the value a is equal to a minus 1. Okay, so here the case is, I'm going to take, as it is a unary operator, I'm just going to use only one operand. Okay, so it's fine if you are going to take only one number from the user. So in num is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, so I just want to print system dot out dot println. num plus plus. So I'm just going to give the input now 10. Now 10 is being printed, okay. And one more thing. This is called post increment, okay, which means after the variable I'm going to give plus plus means it is termed as post increment, okay. If I'm going to give plus plus the variable name in the sense it is termed as pre increment. Here you'll be seeing seeing the like difference. So I have given the input 10. I have used post increment here. I have given the input 10. The user has given input 10. And when I'm going to give num is equal to num plus plus, okay, the value will be changed to 10 is equal to 10 plus 1, which means the value should be 11 here, right? But it is only printing 10. Now this is the pre-increment. Let's see what happens. I'm giving the same input 10. Here 11 is being printed. Okay. The thing here is, here also we'll be having a catch. I'll be explaining you the thing. So first of all, what we have done in our previous example, I have given num as 10. Okay. Now when I gave post increment, when I gave num plus plus, okay, that time what happened was, as I already said, num plus plus is equal to num is, I mean, num plus plus is same as num is equal to num plus 1, right? So in my case, here 10 is my initial num value. So, I mean, num is equal to 10 plus 1. Actually, num holds the value 11 only. Okay, but the reason why 10 has been printed in this sense, in our print statement, just we are going to print num first, okay. So num will be getting printed first and then only the increment operation is going to occur, okay. So that's the reason here whenever I'm giving 10 and I'm going to print num plus plus in the sense, the control comes to the print statement and it checks what to be printed. Of course the num value will be incremented, but first we are just only giving we are telling the number to print and then only we are incrementing it. So that's the reason, okay. That's the reason 10 is being printed, but it's not in the case of num plus 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 num, because here what we are telling in the print statement in the sense, you first increment, okay, and then print the num value, okay. So people are getting the point here. We do have two things, post increment and pre increment. So here in the print statement we are first going to increment. So when I'm giving 10 it will be getting incremented by 1, so 11. The 11 will be stored in the num value and then only the num variable will be printed. So 11 is being printed here, okay. But when you are giving like this, first num is printed and then only the increment operation occurs, okay. So is that fine? And the same thing happens with num minus minus. Num minus minus is same as num is equal to num minus 1, okay. So this is the thing. If I'm giving 10 means 10 only will be printed, because first we are going to print the number and then only decrement is going to take place. 10 only will be printed. But actually in the heap area, the number value will be changed into 9. Only in this print statement, see, for example, I'm giving, now print the number value. Okay, guys. So, yeah, decrement I'm telling you. So, this is the thing here. We are just going to print the number and then it's going to decrement, but in the heap area the value will be getting changed, the num value will be getting changed to 9, okay. But it's not in the case of pre-increment. Pre-increment in the sense, if I'm giving 10, 9 will be my answer, okay. And this is all about the unary operators. Unary operators in the sense, just we are going to deal with only one operand and mostly like it's about the pre-increment and post-increment, pre-decrement and post-decrement things. Whenever you're preparing for some kind of interview, so if you have any online kind of test, MCQ test we'll be having in our initial round, right? So that time there could be questions from the pre-increment and post-increment thing, because here is the place where people gets confused very easily, because there could be a very long expression which involves post-increment and pre-increment post increment and decrement operators. Okay, so that's the place where people will be getting confused, because they don't know, because they'll be giving a very big question to you, and just they'll be asking you to evaluate the expression. Okay, for example, they'll be giving something like a value they'll be giving, b value they'll be providing. For example, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 5. So then they'll be telling a plus b minus minus. So just give me the value of this. So you people have to be very clear in this increment and decrement stuffs, because if you're people preparing for, if some are preparing for interview means, it helps you a lot, because there could be chances, obviously the interview pattern differs from each company, but there could be chances they'll be giving a code snippet which involves these stuffs, and you are supposed to evaluate those expressions. Okay, um, guys, is my pace okay? I mean, are you people able to understand what I'm saying, or or do I want to repeat any concept? I think only Sakshi and Pratham is active today. What about others? Um, Guys, so are you able to follow whatever things I'm trying to convey, or are you people having any difficulty so that I could repeat it again? Okay, so I think people can respond in the chat now. Don't worry, if you're finding any difficulty means you can let me know, because we'll be revisiting the concept again. Thank you, Pratham. Thank you so much for your reply. Thank you, Sakshi. Only both are present today, I guess. Okay, so next thing, we are going to give assignment operators. Okay, assignment in the sense just we are going to assign some value to a particular variable. Okay, and this is normal assignment which we have done already. This is normal assignment. We are just going to give something as x is equal to 5. It is an like assignment. Okay, but what is this? We are going to combine assignment as well as arithmetic operators. So here x plus is equal to y. Okay, x plus is equal to y is same as x is equal to x plus y. Okay, so x plus is equal to 5, in this sense it is same as x is equal to x plus 5. That's very simple. Okay, I'll be showing you an example, just with with the help of the combination of both assignment as well as arithmetic operators. So yeah, I'm going to input two numbers. Num2 equal to c dot next, and I'm just going to give int result is equal to num1 plus num1 plus equal to num2, which is same as num1 equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print my num1 value. So I'm giving 10, num1 as 10, num2 as 5. In my num1, my value will be 15 now. Okay, so it's very, very simple. So with the help of this concept, I'll be teaching you a very simple, it's a very simple question. I don't know how many people have solved this. Okay, so swapping of two numbers. Okay, so swapping of two numbers by introducing a temp variable. Okay, so swapping of two numbers in the sense, the meaning is I'm going to give A as 5 and B as 3. Okay, but this is the input which the user gives, but I want to swap the both the values, which means I want to make A as 3 and B as 5. Okay, so how I'll be doing it with the help of the by introducing a temporary variable. And one more thing, like I just thought of telling this. So whenever you're giving A is equal to 5, the assignment operator will be working only in this manner. Whatever value is present after the equal to sign will be getting assigned to the value which is present to the left of equal to operator, which means 5 will be assigned to A, the variable A. Okay, if you are giving x is equal to y, then the value which is present at y will be getting assigned to x. Okay, it never works like this. X is equal to y does not mean in an like opposite way. Only in this way only it will be getting assigned. Okay, so if you're having y as 5 means, so 5 will be getting assigned to x. Okay, yeah, so now we'll be seeing a very simple example of swapping of two numbers. So I have received two numbers from the user. Before swapping, before swapping num1 num1 value is num1, num2 value will be okay after swapping. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'll be introducing a third variable, temporary. Okay, so int temp is equal to num1. Initially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to store the value which is present in my num1 to temp. So here now my temp will be, I'm writing t here. My temp will be having the value. Let's say in the example, let's say I'm going to give the values 5 and 3 as my num1 and num2 respectively. Okay, so now my temp will be having the value 5 because I'm going to assign num1 to temp. Okay, and what I'm going to do is num1 is equal to num2. So the value which is present at num2 will be assigned to num1. So now my num1 will be having the value 3 because my num2 value is having 3, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the value num2 as temp. So already we have stored the temp as 5. Okay, so now n2 will be assigned as 5. Initially the value was 5 and 3, but now it has been changed, converted into 3 and 5. So after swapping, easy. So let's check. It's a very simple example, okay, but people who are very beginner here, people must understand everything, right? So guys, this is swapping of two numbers by introducing a temporary variable or by introducing a third variable. So with the help of assignment operator, I just thought of telling you this example. So is it fine? Is this fine? You people are able to understand the code for swapping of two numbers? Guys, you can respond. How's the Josh? Why today nobody is replying in the chat? I think you people had a very long day. Thank you, Sakshi. Only Sakshi and Pratham are present today. Why? What happened? How is the Josh, guys? Come on, like today only it's second day. It's not even the fourth day, no? You people must have the same energy throughout the entire workshop. So, okay. So, while moving on to the next thing, relation operators. So, as the name suggests, relation operators are nothing but we are just going to compare two expressions, or just we are going to compare the two values or the two variables. Okay, we are just going to see whether both the thing is greater than or equal to, or the I mean whether it's equal to or not equal to, whether it's greater than or lesser than, or and all those things. So that comes under relation operator. Okay, so common. Yes, everyone participate. You're asking others to participate, or you're telling me like everybody is active. Okay, so I'm just going to print, and the output of my relational operators is only going to be true or false. Okay, because see, I'm going to give my num1 as 5 and my num2 as 3. Okay, if I'm going to ask whether num1 is greater than 5 is greater than 3, my answer will be yes or no, right? So here yes means true, no means false. So 5 is greater than 3. 3, obviously the condition is true, so true will be my answer. True will be my answer. So the output which I'm going to get from the by applying the logical operators is either true or false, which means true or false is also known as boolean values. Okay, so I'm just going to print system dot out dot println num1 greater than num2. Okay, so 10 and 5. Obviously, num1 is greater than num2, so I'm getting the answer true. Okay, so similarly, you can work out for all these examples. So not equal to num1 not equal to num2. I'll be giving num1 as 10, num2 as 10. So it will be giving false here because I'm telling num1 is not equal to num2, but actually the cases num1 and num2 both are equal. So here the output will be false. So this is how it works. So double equal to means to check whether A and B both are equal. Not equal to means to check whether A and B both are not equal, and less than greater than we have seen an example, and greater than or equal to less than or equal to the works as the same. So this is all about the relational operators, and the output which you are going to get from a relational operators is like a boolean value. So I mean, like you will be obviously using the relational operators whenever you are dealing with conditional statements. So if you are going to use any if statements, if inside the condition you are supposed to give any conditions, right? So that time you will be making use of all these relational operators. Next is the logical operators. Okay, and logical operators in Java, it is being used to perform some kind of logical operations on Boolean expressions. Okay, and I mean, I just want to know how many people know anything about truth table, Boolean truth table, and truth table in Boolean representation. So, guys, has anyone have any idea of what is a truth table? Do you people have any idea about what I mean by truth table? Okay. So truth table is nothing but okay. Whenever you are dealing with logical operators, you'll be having three things: and, or, and not. Okay. If you're going to give and condition, true and true will result true, which means and is something like you keep it something like a multiplication. Okay, you keep it something as a multiplication, and true means keep it as 1, false means keep it as 0. Okay, so 1 and 1. one will always hold one, right? So true and true will be true. True and false will be false, because 1 and 0, anything multiplied by 0, it is 0, right? So true and false will be false. Next, false and true, it's also going to be false. 0 and 1 is going to be 0. Okay. Next, false and false, it's going to be again false, because 0 and 0 is equal to 0. Okay. True and true is 1 into 1. I mean, true into true is true. True and false is false. False and true is false. False and false is false. So the conclusion which can be derived from this truth table is, whenever you are going to apply AND operation, only if both the expression yields true, the result will be true. Either one of the expression results to false, or if both the expression results to false, then the output is obviously going to be false. Okay. And the same thing, or like you keep it as an addition. Okay. The same, true means one means true, false means 0. Okay. So I'm going to give true and true. Okay. I mean, don't ask 1 plus 1 is true, sorry, true or true. In true or true, like in this case, it's quite opposite to multiplication. Okay. So 1 and 1 is 1. Okay. I mean, like, please don't ask 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay. Because whenever you are dealing with Boolean logics, okay, I mean, if you people are aware of truth table and the Boolean expressions, in Boolean expressions we do have a thing called as 1 plus 1, 1 is equal to 1. In terms of Boolean expressions, we have this postulates. Okay, so 1 plus 1 is 1. So obviously 1 plus 1 is 1. So 2 plus 2 is true. Okay, true plus false is also true. False plus true is also true. False or false. Only in this case the output will be false, because 0 plus 0 is 0, right? So the thing which you can derive from OR operation in the sense, only when both the operands, or only when both the expressions yields false, that time the output will be false. Okay. For example, I think you people, I mean, some might not be very clear of what I'm saying, whether if what do I mean whenever I'm telling any expressions. Okay. So for example, let's take an expression here. I'm going to give 5 greater than 3 and 2 greater than 1. What will be my answer? I'm going to evaluate this expression first. So 5 greater than 3, it's true, right? It's true. And 2 greater than 1, it's also true. True and true. So true and true is true, my output will be true. Okay. If I'm going to change 2 is less than 1, so this condition is true, but this condition is false. So true and like false, the answer will be false. Okay. So this is what I mean to apply logical and or not, I mean, and or, only whenever you're giving and or and or, whenever you're using only these two things, you'll be giving two operands. But whenever you're giving not, like not, if it is true, if the input is true, then the output will be false. If it is false, then it's vice versa. Okay. I mean, there is two inputs as 0 or 1, and we will get the output in the form 0 or 1. Like obviously in the case of it's just like the case of mm, the previous one. So the output which you are going to receive here is also true or false only. Okay. So I'll be giving an example. Int num1 is equal to, so I'm just going to print guys, I'm putting everything inside a print statement. Okay. So I'm just going to give 5 is greater than 3 and 2 is greater than 1. My output will be 2. Okay. 5 is greater than 3 and 2 is less than 1. This time my output will be false. But here, but if I'm putting or here means 5 is greater than 3, true. 2 is less than 1, false. True or false is true. Okay. So this is what I mean, like applying the logical operators. Okay. Shreya, do you understand? Because I mean, like if the input is like this, input will be given only in the form of an expression. Okay. Or like you can also give something like this: 0 and 1. So I think this is what you asked. Okay, so you are not supposed to give like this. Okay, so you are just going to give only in the terms of Boolean. So you're going to give two expressions and just you're going to calculate the logic after applying the logical operation. So you cannot give 0 and 1 because I mean what I said is like assume false as 0, assume true as 1 because then only I mean like if you people already know Boolean postulates means it will be easier for you to understand. Because here if we keep true as 1 and false as 0, then 1 into 1 is 1. So that's why true and true will be true. Okay. In order to just remember only, I have said assume true as 1 and false as 0. Okay. Guys, are you clear with the logical operators thing? And yeah. Next, I'll be telling you the not. Not I said no. Not of true will be false. Not of false will be true. So not of 5 is greater than 3. 5 is greater than 5 greater than 3 is true. Not of true will be false. Okay. Next, 5 is less than 3 is false. Not of false will be true. So true will be my answer. So yeah, this is all about the logical operator. So people, are you clear with this? I mean, are you clear until the logical operators thing? Then we'll be going ahead with the next operators, ternary operators. Thank you. Thank you, Suresh. What about others? Shreya, are you clear? Like, are you clear with the thing here? You have asked a question. Okay. Okay, so next we'll be seeing the, the ternary operators. In the ternary operators, we'll be, they are another name for ternary operator is conditional operator because, like we are just going to, assign values to a particular variable with the help of some conditions which is going to be applied. Okay, so here we'll be having three operands. Okay, and this is an example of how to use a ternary operator. Okay, so for example, okay, so I want to I want to check whether a number is odd or even. Okay, usually people who know programming languages, you will be writing if else block, right? If the num mod 2 is equal to 0, then it's an even number because whenever we divide a number, whenever we divide the number by 2 and we take the remainder when the number is divided by 2, if it is 0, obviously it's an even number, or else it's an odd number, right? So we will be using if else in order to find whether a number is even or odd, right? Only within a single statement we'll be able to, like, find whether a number is even or odd. So program to find if a number is even or odd by using ternary operator. Okay, so just what I'm going to give is I'm going to certain string result. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a number from the user in num is equal to se dot next in. Okay, so int result is equal to, I'm going to check if my number divides, I mean, if my num mod 2 is equal to 0. If num mod 2 is equal to 0, then I'm going to assign even to my result value. Otherwise, I'm going to give odd. And when I'm going to print the result, it says whether the number is even or odd. The number okay. Okay. So I'll be explaining with the code. I'm going to give an even number. The number is even. I'm just going to give an odd number. It's odd. Okay. So the code, how the logic works here is, I have I have given the thing here, right? So this is my ternary operator. I'm going to use three operands. Okay. So this is my initial expression, or this is my condition. Okay. What I'll be doing is, if this condition is true, then I'm going to assign this value to result. So here num mod 2 is equal to 0. If this condition is true, then even the string even will be pointed, or the result will be updated to even. Okay, even will be assigned to the result variable. If num mod 2 not equal to 0, that time the result will be having the value odd. Okay, so we'll be having the separators here, question mark and a colon. If this condition is true, then this will be getting executed, or this will be assigned to that particular variable. If this condition is false, then the next value will be assigned to this particular variable. So in a single statement itself, we can find whether a number is even or odd with the help of ternary operator, because usually, like, if you people are very a beginner in Python, I mean programming language, they people might have asked you to write to find whether a number is even or odd, right? So we can use ternary operator. It's a very simple tool, and even we can use it for print statements as well. So this is the meaning of ternary operator and how it works. Guys, are you people clear with ternary operator? Ma'am, we will have to put the condition of the number is divisible by 2, right? Yeah, we have to check whether it's divisible. Yeah, you are correct, Sahil. Yeah. We have to check whether the number model is 2 is 0 or not. And you are correct with your logic. Good. Okay, guys. So, are you people clear with the ternary operator? Because whenever you are working with the competitive programming part, ternary operator will be very useful for you in order to reduce the number of lines. Okay, because see this, we have completed it in one line, in a single line itself. We are done with it. But if you want to give if else block, means you want to give if num mod 2 is equal to 0, then system dot out of println so and so, or else block also you have to give. So it consumes more number of lines. So whenever in your competitive programming thing, if you want to reduce the number of lines of code, you can go obviously with ternary operators. So are you people clear with ternary operators? Okay, thank you guys. Okay. Okay. So this is the flowchart for the thing. This is the condition. If this condition is true, then this expression is going to occur, or this expression is going to be carried out. Or if this condition is false, then the next expression is going to be evaluated. Okay. And next thing, here comes the a great logic like bitwise operators. So just I need a confirmation from your side how many people have gone through the binary representation, guys, because uh, so that if you people haven't went through the binary representation of decimal numbers, then we'll be seeing it first, and then I'll be telling you how the code or how the operators actually work. If it's not, then we'll be directly going to the operators. So guys, have you are you people aware of how to represent a normal number, a normal decimal number into its binary format, or else we'll be seeing it now? What do you say? Like, can give your answer in your chat. Sure, sure. Okay. And thank you, Sahil. Okay, guys. So you are like, okay. So, for example, why we are going for binary representation of numbers? Because whatever code we are going to write, or whatever thing we are going to write in our high-level programming language, everything is going to be converted into into the binary format only, because computers can only understand in terms of zeros and ones. Okay. So today we'll be there are many number conversions. Okay, like we do have decimal, hexadecimal, like binary, octa. Okay, so all those things, and we do have separate base values for the thing. So if I'm going to write a normal number 5, okay, in computer terms you'll be calling the number 5, it's a decimal, it's not a number, it's a decimal with base value 10. Okay, whereas if you're going to give some binary values, this is a binary value. Okay, it will be in the form of zeros and ones. The base value for a binary number is 2. Okay. Similarly, we have base 8 for octadecimal numbers and 16 for hexadecimal numbers. In hexadecimal, we will be having from digit 0 to 9, and then from A to F. Okay. I mean, let's not worry about the octa and the hexadecimal things now. Just we'll be seeing how to convert a decimal numbers to its corresponding binary values. Okay. So as I've already said that yeah, as we have all as I already said that the base value for binary will be 2. Now I'm going to find what is the corresponding binary representation of 5. So initially I don't know the value, so I'm just giving by my base value as 2. Okay. How I want to find this, write the powers of 2. Okay, so 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power is, don't mind my handwriting. Okay, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, and it goes up to 2 power n. Okay, n could be n number of any number. Okay, so now write its corresponding values here. So 2 power 0 will be 1, 2 power 1 will be 2, 2 power 2 will be 4, the value of 2 power 2 is 4, the value of 2 power 3 is 8, the value of 2 power 4 is 16, the value of 2 power 5 will be 32. Okay. Now, I want to represent my 5. Okay. Now, just mark the places where I'll be giving an example. Okay, so here 5, if we add 4 and 1, we'll be getting the answer 5. So just mark 1 in the corresponding places. 1, 1, that's it. So remaining all places you just put 0. Okay. We'll be like representing it in 8-bit. 1 2 3 4 5 6, yeah, 7 8. So this is my representation for my value 5. Okay, I'll be telling you a couple of examples, don't worry. So now let's say you want to represent the decimal value 20. You want to convert, then you have to first check by adding what and all numbers you will be getting the addition for this. You start from here. So 1 is present. Do we have any 19 here? No. 2, do we have anything? So we'll be able to put 16 plus 4. So just mark 1 in the corresponding area. 16 and 4. Remaining all places you just put 0. Okay, and similarly, for example, I'm just going to have 23. Okay, uh, 1, 16 plus 4 is 20, 20 plus 2 is 22, 22 plus 1 is 23, and remaining all the places will be putting 0. So this is the method how to convert a decimal to its binary. Okay, now here my base value will be 10. For decimal, my base value will be 10, and this will be represented as the base value 2. Okay, so guys, are you people clear with how to convert a decimal to its binary format? So 5 will be represented as, in 8 bits, 5 will be represented as 0 0 0 0 0, 5 zeros, 1 0 1. Okay, uh, guys, is it fine? Okay, thank you, Pratham. Now, we'll also be seeing how to convert a binary to its decimal format. Okay, obviously, yeah, you want to know that. So now let's have a binary value 1 1 0 1 1. So the base value here is 2. I'm going to convert it into base value 10. It means a decimal value, but I don't know what is the value here. So I'll be giving now it. Let's have blank space. Okay. So now start filling from the LSB, like least significant bit. Okay. So just write how they have written here. 1 1 0 1 1. Okay. I mean, it's very simple. Okay. Just add everything. That's it. You'll be getting the answer. 16 plus 8. 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So here it is, all this thing will be a 15, right? So 16 plus 15, it is 31. So 31 will be your decimal value for this particular binary. So people are clear with this? It's the binary conversion of how to convert a decimal to its binary value and how to convert a binary to its decimal value. So is that fine? Only Pratham is answering here. What? Okay, Sahil. Okay, fine. Great. Okay, so now let's come to our case where we'll be dealing with bitwise operators. So we have already seen bitwise and logical and logical OR, right? The same thing applies here. Okay, the same thing applies here. So let's take A as 5 and B as 3. Okay. My A value is 5 and my B value will be 3. Now I'm going to apply bitwise AND. Logical AND will be having two ampersand symbols, but bitwise AND will be having only a single ampersand symbol. So when if I'm giving A and B, let's see how 5 will be represented. 5 will be represented as 4 plus 1, 0. Okay. And we'll be seeing how 5 will be represented as 1, 0, 1, and 3 will be represented as 0, 1, 1, because 2 plus 1 is 3, right? 0, 1. So if I'm going to apply my logical, I'm sorry, bitwise and here, we know in whenever we are going to apply and true and true is true, but if we have any false in our expression, then the answer will be false, right? So 1 and 1, it's 1. 1 and 0, it's 0. 1 and 0, again it's 0. 0 and 0, 0. 0 and 0, it's 0. Everything will be 0. So whenever I compute A and B, 5 bitwise and 3 will be, the answer will be 1. Okay, let's check it in our code. I'll be giving in A as 5 and in B as 3. Okay, so I'm just going to check bitwise and A and B. Now my output will be 1. Okay, bitwise and operator, the answer will be 1. Guys, do people understand about thank you bitwise and okay? So similarly, bitwise or also the same thing, but here we'll be having a difference. Okay, the thing here is for or A or B, only when both of my operands is false, that time only my answer will be false. In another case, all other case will be true only, right? So 1 and 1 is 1, 0 and 1 is 1, 1 and 0 is 1, and in all the case it will be 0. So let's convert it into the decimal value. 4 plus 2 plus 1, it's 7. So A or B, my answer will be 7. Let's check. Bitwise or my answer will be 7. Okay. Guys, are you people able to follow bitwise and bitwise or? It's just similar to logical, but the thing is here we are going to apply it in the bits of a particular decimal number. Okay. Next comes the XOR operator. Yeah, next comes the XOR operator. The truth table for XOR operator will be different. Okay. If if I'm having two operands A and B, if both my operands are same, then my then my output will be true. If both the operands are different, then the output will be false. Okay. So I'll be giving an example like XOR operator. True XOR will be denoted by this symbol. This symbol, up arrow symbol. Like I think that in that only we'll be saying that manner only. But this is the symbol we'll be using in order to apply the XOR operator. True XOR true. So we do have the both the operands which is present here is same. So if you're having one second. If you're having different operator only, will be. Hmm. Sorry guys, like sorry. So if you're having different operators only, the output will be true. If you're having uh, the same operands, I mean the same a and b value, it will be false. Okay. So true XOR for true will be false because both the thing is same, right? Then false XOR false will be false because both the operands are same. True XOR false will be true, and false XOR true will be true. Okay. So this is a truth table for the XOR operator. And now, if you come here in order to evaluate this thing, 1 and 1 both are same. So my the answer will be 0, false, because both the operands are same. Only when both my operands are different, then my output will be true. So in remaining case, all these are same, so 0, 0, 0. And here, in this case, 4 plus 2, 6 will be my answer. That's why I'm getting 6 answer here in my code, XOR. Bit manipulation techniques. Sahil, like bit manipulation techniques in the sense, do you mean something like we want to discuss any coding kind of stuffs which involves bit manipulation? And bit manipulation is a very, very important concept. Again, in interview point of view, because that's the place where they can keep tricky questions for you people. Okay. And we can do magic with bit operations as well, because in order to find many permutation combination questions and all, you will be making use of bitwise manipulations there. Okay. So Sahil, can I tell you a very simple coding example which is based on bit manipulation? That is, what do you mean, or you be very particular with the question so that we'll see that. I'll be explaining you a very simple code where, like it's something, the code which is related to CP, but we'll be solving it with the help of bit manipulation technique. Okay. Ma'am, please explain all DSA and with interview perspective. Arey yaar, like this is Java sessions. Though for sure we'll be seeing some DSA approaches and algorithms. Don't worry. I mean, then and there, like we'll be solving some questions. Okay, don't worry. But all DSA cannot explain, because DSA is something like a pattern. Pattern in the sense it's like a sea or an ocean. Like you just want to go inside, you can explore things. Like even if you solve 1,000 problems, even if you have even if you practice all those 1,000 problems, so the next problem will be quite interesting for you, or it will be kind of new to you. So DSA is something like it comes only by practice. So I cannot solve all the DSA, and I have referred you a channel, right? Stiver's DSA sheet. You can go through it. But while seeing Java and while seeing some of the concepts, like I'll be telling you some simple coding questions, okay? Because that helps you. Tomorrow, we'll also be seeing, like while exploring about control structures, I'll be telling you a very, very, like a very interesting approach. Don't worry, okay? And I just want to know people who know anything about time complexity and space complexity here. For TSA, gigs for gigs is the best. Yeah, I mean, like it depends upon the individual. Like for some people, gigs for gigs could be the best source. For me, Stylus is the best source, but for you, it may change. So it go through all the resources, just see which thing makes you more comfortable, and which like explains the concept in a more understandable way according to you, and go with it. Okay, don't worry. Um, yep. First, we'll be covering all the bitwise operators, and then I'll be going to the coding question. Okay. And the bitwise operators, we are having a complement. Okay. The bitwise complement is nothing but here the bitwise complement is a unary operator. Okay. So bitwise complement in the sense, unary operator, right? So see here, I'm just going to have 5 is represented as like this, right? So I'm just going to have complement of 5. Complement of 5 is nothing but complement of 0 is 1 and complement of 1 is 0. Okay. So all ones will be converted into 0 and all zeros will be converted into 1. So here my output will be 32 plus 32 plus 26, 58. Bitwise complement of A. Oh, oh, minus 6. Bitwise complement minus 6 is the answer. Okay, okay, guys. Like I'll check and I'll let you know about the bitwise complement operator. Okay, tomorrow I'll let you know because usually complement in the sense just inverting the bits. I'll be telling you. Okay. Next is the shift operators. Okay, so this means shift left and this means shift right. Okay. Um. So let's take an example. I'll explain you about the bitwise complement because only like inverting the bits only. If you people know or like you can surf and you can let me know in the chat so that we can work it out. Anyways, I'll be telling you. Mm, okay. So let's say I'm going to have 5 and I want to apply 5 right shift 2. Okay. So I'm going to this is shift right. I'm going to apply right shift for 2 times for the value 5. So first like just represent 5 in terms of binary 0 0 0 1 1. Okay. Now in your first shift in your first right shift, like just shift the bit by one place. So 1 comes here, 0 comes here, 1 comes here, 0 comes here, 0 comes here, and here as nothing is there, 0 only comes. It's not this 0. It's not this 0. Okay, if you have 1 here, the 1 will be moved towards the right only. So the empty places you're just going to fill it with 0. So this is my first term. In my second turn, again right shift by 1 bit. So 0 comes here, 1 comes here, 0, 1, 0. And this is going to be my answer. So we'll put it in code. 5 uh, right shift 2. 20 is my answer. So if you take here the values 16 plus 4, the output will be 20, right? So this is the way how the shift operator works. So people are clear? Yeah, yeah, Sahila, I'll be telling you. When will our whole Java class will complete? Whole, I mean, workshop in the sense, we have workshop until Saturday, but I'm not sure about, I mean, like what 2 months Pratham is referring here. Okay. So this is about right shift. So people, are you clear with right shift? Okay. Sakshi is very active. Good. Sahil, are you clear with right shift? So this is the right shift. Guys, do respond if you're clear with right shift, because the same only applies to left shift as well. Here you are going to shift the bits one by one to the right side. There you're just going to, like shift it to the left side. That's it. Wait. Oh, sorry. Guys, like, wait. This is left, right? So, yeah, this is left shift. So, sorry, left only. I'm going to left, like, I'm going to send all these bits only to my left side, right? To my left side. Okay. So, this is left shift. And this is going to, very sorry, this is going to be my right shift. Phi, right shift. So now we'll compute it for right shift. The same thing, but just you're going to apply right shift. So 0 comes here, 1 comes here, again and 0 comes here, then 0, 0, and blank spaces you fill it with 0. Okay. And in my second step, like this 0 goes out to somewhere. Okay. So this one comes here, again 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. So when I'm applying 5 left shift 2 only, my answer is 20. Okay, so whenever I'm applying 5 right shift 2, my answer will be 1. Because if I'm going to calculate, it means my answer will be 1, right? So 5 right shift 2, my answer will be 1. Okay. So guys, are you clear with left shift as well as right shift? And I'm so sorry, like this is left shift and this is right shift, because I was applying left shift and I was telling it as right shift, right shift. Okay, so I'm sorry. So this is left because you're just going to move the bits to the left side, and this is right. This is right because you're just going to, like move the bits to its right side. It's my left. Array, it's my left. Wait. Sorry, even I got confused. Wait. Okay, cool. Okay, don't worry. I mean, I'll be telling only which is left and which is right. Okay, don't worry. I'll not be evaluating anything because I think you people are clear with that evaluation part, right? So 5 left shift 2. This is my left. I'm going to shift the bits to my left. Left. Okay. Left. So this is my left side. So I'm just going to wait. I'll be putting 5, 1, 0, 1. Here we'll be having 0, 0. Don't mind my handwriting. Okay. So I'm just going to shift. I'm just going to shift left. It's my left, not your left. It's my left. This is shift left. And the vice versa. The opposite is the shift right. Sahil, now very clear? I'm also clear. You're clear? it's shift left. So you want to view it from your side. It's your left. So okay, thank you. Okay, guys. So next, yeah, I told you. Okay, I'll be giving you a simple question. Okay, just like, yeah, just let me know the logics of how you could solve this particular problem. Okay, so this is a DSA kind of problem. Okay, it's very quite interesting. Okay, so how many people know, or how to find the I mean the duplicates in an array, duplicate elements in an array, or if you people have solved any coding questions prior, like sure, I'll be sending it to the OctaNet team, and then they'll be forwarding you. Okay. Yesterday I haven't sent the first day's PPT because yesterday we was about to complete the operators part, but we haven't. So today I'll be sending you. Don't worry, Sakshi. Okay. Okay. So guys, I just want to know. Okay, so you people know how to find duplicate elements in an array, right? So I'll be giving you a coding problem. I'll be giving you a scenario. I just want you people to tell me the logic in the chat. Okay, like how can we solve this problem? And please don't use any LLMs here. It's just discussion, so I'm not going to give any reward. Don't worry. If it's wrong, also I'll be correcting it. Okay. So I'm going to have my array elements as okay. The question is, I'll be giving an array. Okay, and in that array I'll be having some numbers. Okay. Um, every number will be having every number will have a frequency, or there will be only one element which is not duplicated, which is very unique. You want to find that number. Okay, for example, if I'm giving 551 in my array, the elements are 5 5 and 1, means you have to find the element 1 because that is the unique element there, right? And also the frequency of other elements is going to be even every time. For example, if my array elements is 5 5 1 2 2 5 5, so consider this as the array which I'm giving to you. Okay, so here in this case I'm having the numbers which are being duplicated. So 2 is duplicated twice, the element 5 is duplicated 4 times. Okay, my element 1 will be it's not duplicated, the frequency is only 1. So I want to find this element 1 which is not duplicated, and in my array only one element exists which is unique. Okay, so just make note of these catches. Only one element is present in my array which is unique, and all the other elements will have a even frequency. So here 2 is even, 4 is even. So this is my question. All the other elements in the array will be having an even frequency. Okay, which means I'll not be giving a number with odd frequency. So the even frequency will be provided, and only one element exists which is unique. So I just want you people to retrieve the element which is unique. Okay, so array, yeah, like you are very happy here. Okay, very happy after seeing this question. Okay, guys, so I just want you people to give me the logics. How can we solve this problem? Because there could be many approaches, so you can tell your way of approaching, or what do you think, or is it hard, or is it easy, something. But just let me know in the chat. Like, he is very happy. Okay, but what about others? Like, and the catch here is only one element is going to be having an odd frequency. Only one element. I just want to retrieve that one element which has odd frequency, and you can keep the question like this also. Only one element is going to have odd frequency, whereas all other elements will have the frequency as even. So I just want to retrieve the element which have odd frequency. So guys, I mean, start thinking and like come out with the logics of how to like solve this particular problem. Whatever you feel, you can put it in the chat. So don't worry about either it's right or wrong. Okay, so we'll use for loop. Great, Mohini. Yeah, with the help of for loop, yeah, we'll be using for loop. It's a control structure, but I just want to know, like using a for loop, then what you will be doing. Like, obviously, that's correct. Using a for loop only, we are going to find length. Okay, okay, we'll be finding the length then, and like cheers to Mohini because like she is answering. If it's wrong also it's fine. If it's right also it's fine. Okay. Anyways, you're participating it here, right? So please be free to answer, Mohini. Okay. So using the for loop, we'll be finding the length of the array. Okay. So next, what will be the step? Guys, others can also build logics. Like others can also let me know like how this problem can be solved because it's just a discussion session. So please feel free to like, hey, okay. So okay, yeah, correct. Okay, by using XOR operator. Other way, other methods. Okay, by using XOR, how you'll be solving the problem? I'm not asking the code. Just give me. Okay, we extract one in one element and compare with another. Okay, and there is also a collection framework or a data structure in collections, which also can be used in order to find the frequency. We'll take X length when we don't have specific size of given array. Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, like, think of like there are various solutions, but even think of a data structure in collections framework, which is actually used in order to find the frequency of the element. It's another one way, so don't worry. So what about others? So cheers to Mohini, Sahil, and Rohit because they have given their answers. What about others? Just you can try notes. Okay, so I'll be telling. We can go with even using hash map. So when but using hash map, like yeah, it is a very. I mean, in the sense we are also going to use an additional data structure which actually increases our space complexity. Okay, but we can either for finding the frequency of elements in an array, we can either go with using hash map or by using bucketing algorithm. Okay, so when we are dealing with arrays concept, that time I'll be introducing you the bucketing algorithm, which is very easy, and that algorithm will be very great. Okay, so hold on. But today, as we have seen the concept of XOR, we'll be solving this problem with the help of XOR. Okay, so we know whenever we are applying some XOR operations. Okay, so when my both of the elements is same, then my result will be yielding 0, right? Because if pi XOR pi will be 0 because both gets cancelled. As both are same, so my output will be 0. So here my question was only one element will be having an odd frequency and all other elements will be having even frequency. So when I take all the other elements, phi and phi will be getting cancelled because both are same and it yields to 0. 2 gets cancelled, both are same and so the result will be 0. Phi and phi will be getting cancelled. Only one will be there in my result. So this is going to be my element. So yeah, we can use array list. Yeah, Sakshi, yes, you can use array list. But in order to find the frequency of elements in an array, it's good if you use hash map and yeah, bucketing algorithm, because if you are going to use array list and all these concepts also, again you want to find the frequency of those things, no? So but that's cool. Like cheers to Sakshi also, because she was very active today. Okay, so I'll be solving this code here. Okay, so finding the element with odd frequency. So I'm just going to have an integer. Guys, don't like I mean, I haven't taught you the array concept, but just like have an idea. New int of 6. Okay, so I'm just going to have. I'll be just putting elements. 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. Okay. So for int in, this is a for each loop array. Int result is equal to 0. Result XOR equal to I. Yep. Okay. So here this is my array. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, and here 2 is my unique element with odd frequency. You can also give odd frequency. You can also give 3 2s. Now my result will be 0. So initially I'll be assigning result as 0. And by using the for each loop, I'm just going to traverse each and every element of the array, and just I'm going to apply the XOR operator here. So the one and only element with odd frequency is 2. So here I am using bit manipulation concept in order to solve this particular coding question. And there are many like questions like the questions like which involves permutation and combination concepts. Only in order to generate all the permutations of a particular like word or a particular number, you will be using bit manipulation concept only there. So that's why like you can solve problems in this aspect also, because usually what people will do, like if they're seeing like this, they'll be finding the frequency of each and every element with the help of a hash map, and then they'll be iterating the hash map, and then they'll be finding whether the particular value for that key is odd or even, and then according to that they'll be providing the element with odd frequency. Okay, right? And also some people used to put bucketing algorithm, but these two things in this case, they are a major reason for increasing the space complexity. And I think I don't know how many people know what is about time and space complexity. So in coding point of view and in DSA point of view, time and space complexity is very very important. Okay, because time complexity in the sense the time taken in order to run your code. You might be writing some logic, right? So the time taken in order to run your code is known as time complexity. Space in the sense how much extra space uh, you're excluding the input and the output part you are going to use. So here I'm not even using any space. Just they are giving my input array, okay, and just I'm just retrieving the element here. So space complexity in the sense if I'm using an extra array here, that leads to space complexity. So you have to be specific to the question, and if for the particular question, you can make use of bit manipulation. You can obviously go for it. But one more thing I'm saying, for every problems which involves finding the duplicate element, this XOR operation will not work, because we know when we have all other elements in even frequency, it will be getting cancelled and the result will be zero. So only the one element which have odd frequency will be having the correct answer. Like if the question here is we'll be having two elements with odd frequency. So here I have said you only we have one element with odd frequency and we want to find that, right? But here if the question is given as there are two elements with odd frequency, or there are n elements with odd frequency, XOR will not work here. For example, see I'm giving 6. Okay, 6 is also an odd frequency because 2 you're having 3 times, 6 we're having 1 time. It won't work. It won't work. It's giving an wrong output, because it's what it does. It like takes the odd elements, the elements which have odd frequency, and then it applies XOR. So XOR of 2 and 6 is 4. Okay, so according to that particular question, if there could be any chances of using bit manipulation there, if it works, you can go with it. I'm just giving you an example of like in these places you can use bitwise manipulation. Okay, I'm not sure about that triple one. Like I don't know how your attendance will be marked. I think you can contact your people from OctaNet. Okay, and yep. So people, are you clear with all the concepts? Yeah, your intuition was right, Sahil. Great. Cool. And when we are seeing the arrays concept, no, we'll be seeing the bucketing algorithm. It's very, very simple and it's very interesting. Okay, so people, I just want to know, are you okay with the way how the class is being led? Because in between, I'm also telling about some DSA logics and some DSA related technologies and some coding problems. Is that fine for you? Okay, thank you, Rohit. It was a very instant reply. So, is it fine for you, like seeing coding questions which is related to that particular concept and then moving ahead? Thank you, Sahil. Because why I'm concentrating on DSA in the sense because DSA is everywhere. Obviously, I know my class is not DSA, but with the help of Java, you can solve DSA problems. So that's why I'm giving you some idea on the coding stuffs as well. Because you people, please start, like solving questions in various coding profiles platforms like Lead Code, Hacker Rank, Code Chef, Interview Bit, and GFG, and all those things. Okay, because it helps you a lot. Okay, so next we'll be moving to next concept, which is conditional statements. Okay, as the name suggests. Okay, so as the name suggests, conditional statements in the sense, we are going to have some expression or condition. Based on that condition, you are just going to yield some result. Okay, for example, I'm going to like check whether a person is eligible to vote or not. So I'll be having a condition here, right? If the person is greater than 18 years or equal to 18 years, then he or she will be having the eligibility to vote. If not, no, he will not be eligible to vote. So such type of problems, such type of scenarios where I want to yield the result in terms of any conditions means you will be able to use conditional statements. Okay, and while solving coding questions, conditional statements, control structures like for loop, while loop are the most frequent things which you'll be using here. And as I've already said, like ternary operators are also known as conditional operators. For simple if else blocks, you can substitute it with the ternary operators as well. So usually, whenever we are going to write to find whether a number is even or odd, we'll be writing it with the help of if else block, right? We can also apply it, or we can also use the ternary operator for the same. But if the if else block is very complex, okay, you cannot convert it into a ternary operator. Okay, you can convert, but there will be some complexity in ternary operator. If you're able to spot that, you can go with it. So we'll be Java if statement. So if statement is something like this, okay, and we do have four blocks like if statement, a simple if statement, and if else block, if else if later, nested if. Nested if means if inside if. I'm going to write if condition. Inside that, I'm going to have another if. We'll be seeing different conditions, okay? Don't worry. And if statement is used to check whether a condition yields a true or a false value. So this is the flowchart for this. So this is the start. A condition is will be checked. If it is true, then the code which is present in the if block will be getting executed. Okay. If the condition is false, then if you are giving any else block, the code in the else block will be getting executed. Okay. So when do we have to submit our first task ATM simulator? I'm not sure about that. Like you can ask the people from OctaNet. Ma'am, can we use collection as a substitute of DSA? Hmm, DSA is actually like data structures and algorithms deals with solving coding problems by applying your own logic and approaches. So you can use collections in order to solve these problems, but you cannot substitute. Okay, ma'am, we have done this type of program of whether a person can vote or not. But can you please explain with some of the practical life application of this conditional statements? Practical life application, like can we go with finding the maximum among three numbers by using the fills, or you can tell me like what code do you require so that we can go with it. Like you people can give me some ideas on which real time task we can apply if else. I'll also think. Uh, can we go with of course like for that you need to know methods. Okay, so okay, I'll be telling an example. So can we go with finding whether a password is correct or not? The sense related to industry, like that must be code we cannot, because if you want to build some very practical applications in the sense you want to develop low level designs in the sense um, by using the design principles you can like create some a very console based application. Okay, so it's a very, I mean, like now I'll be telling you a very simple example. I'm just going to get a string input from the user, and I'm just going to check if my password length is greater than 8, then I'm just going to print okay, it's a valid password, or else I'm going to just give it's not a valid password. Okay, okay, so I'm going to create a scanner object, and then I'm going to get password input. C dot next. Uh, okay. If we do have a predefined method in order to find the length of a string, dot length. Here, length is a method. So you want to put, the open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Okay. But if in order to find the length, the size of the array or the length of the array, this parenthesis is not required. Okay. If password dot length is greater than or equal to 8, just you're going to print hmm, valid password. Else, you're just going to print invalid. Okay. First, let's see a simple example of simple if statement. Remember, forget this else code. Okay, this is a very simple if statement. So I'm going to give a password. If the password length is greater than or equal to 8, then then valid password will be printed. Okay. If it's not, nothing will be printed because I'm not catching the scenario in my else block. Okay, let's check. So I'm giving my password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It is telling valid password because I have the condition if condition here. But for example, let's see here. I'm going to give only 1 2 as my password. Nothing is getting printed because I have not given. It only checks for this condition. If condition password dot length is not greater than or equal to 8, so this block will not be getting executed. Okay, so I'm going to catch it with the help of else block. If this condition is wrong, if this condition fails, then I'll be giving invalid password. So now my length is 2, which is less than or equal to 8. So in the else block is getting executed. First is the simple if block. This is if else block. Next, I'll be telling you if else if block. I'm going to have a check here. Okay, if my if else if later. Okay. Uh, okay. So if my password is greater than 10, greater than or equal to 10, I will be telling the user that the password is too long. Okay. If else if my password is greater than or equal to 8, okay, and password dot length is less than 10, less than or equal to 10, then in this case I'll be telling it's a valid password. Why I have included two conditions here? Because in my first condition it will be checking whether the password is greater than 10. Okay. uh but in this place it's not required, like in order to like give this condition, because if the password length is greater than 10 means obviously this block will be getting executed and then the execution stops. Okay, but here why I have included here is I just want to check whether the password is greater than or equal to 8 and it must also be less than or equal to 10. In that case only the password is valid, otherwise invalid password. So password is too long. I'm going to like give password to 8 or 9. Password is valid. So this is the example of if else if later. So the syntax for if is if the condition. If this condition is true, then this block will be getting executed. If this condition fails, the control comes to else if block. In the else if block, it checks if this condition is true. If this condition is true, then this block will be executed. Both the condition fails, then the else block will be getting executed. Okay, so people are clear with this. Next, we'll be seeing nested if. With nested if, we are done with today's class. Okay, I'm going to take nested if. I just want to, I just want to simulate the same thing which we have done in the previous example, but I'm not going to use if else block here. Okay. So first I'm going to check okay, if password dot length, if password dot length is greater than or equal to 8. Okay. If my password dot length, length, no, it's a method. If my password dot length is greater than or equal to 8, obviously if my password's length is 15 also, this condition will be true, because here I'm just going to ask the system whether my password is greater than 8. So if my password is of length 30 also, it's going to return this true value only, right? So I'm going to check my password is greater than or equal to 8. If this condition is true, I am going to check if password dot length is greater than or equal to 10 only. This is an invalid. This is a valid password. Because it must be greater than or equal to 8 but less than equal to 10, then only the password is a valid password. Otherwise, if the password is greater than or equal to 8 but then it is not less than or equal to 10, then it means that the password's length is somewhere above 10, above the length 10, right? So I'll be putting here password is too long. Okay, and in this case, if the password is less than or less than 8, then obviously in the else block I want to print invalid password. So this is an example of nested if. So guys, sorry. Length, it's a method. Okay, so I'm just going to give 8, 9. It tells it is a valid password, and I'm just going to give somewhere about 10. It says password is too long, and I'm just going to give a password which is less than or equal to 8, and then it says invalid password. So I have implemented the same logic without using else if block. So this is nested if. Nested if in the sense if inside if. So inside this if I have this if else block. Okay, you can also have else if. So you can have any combinations of all these things. So yeah, we are done with today's class. So people are clear with today's concept. Ma'am, if you're having switch, then why do we use if else? Is there any specific reason behind this? No specific reason is behind this. It's all up to you. You have n number of options in order to apply, in order to yield the correct output. It's your ideology, or it's your way, it's your thinking of how to approach that problem and solve to get the output. Because a same problem is put between you and me. Okay, we both are asked to solve a particular problem. Obviously, my approach could be different. Your approach could be different. It doesn't matter. Everything which matters is you want to get the correct output with minimum time and space complexity. Okay. Uh, you can use if else, you can use switch, anything, but the answer must be same. Okay. Okay, understood. Okay, so guys, I just want to know if everybody has understood all the concepts, or all the concepts which have been dealt today and yesterday. And I just want to, okay, I just want to get feedback about my session. And if you people have any difficulties, you can let me know so that I could improve in my future sessions. So, yeah, we are done for the day. And if you have any doubts, you can ask. And please do let me know about today's session. And I'll be sharing you the PPT. So, guys, only three of them have understood the concepts. What about others? Come on, the class got over. How's the Josh now? Yeah, the class got over. Now make some noise. Like, thank you. So guys, if you have any questions, you can ask, or otherwise we'll wind up today's session. Okay, ma'am, understood. Hey, sir. Array, I am a ma'am. You have to say you're changing the gender of me. Okay. Okay. As the class got over, you are very energetic. Okay, that's fine. So tomorrow we'll be seeing the concepts on control structures, and we'll be seeing more coding problems. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. And okay, that's fine, Prakash. No issues. So thank you everyone for your great cooperation. Thank you. We'll be seeing in tomorrow's session. Thank you guys. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.